welcome, everyone. It's live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here on AchieveRadio.com, Monday, November 25th, 2019. Yes, we won't even talk about the fact that we're almost wrapping up another full year of the most incredible, stunning, amazing things that have happened, body, mind, and spirit, among all of those who are our customers and our friends and our family and those all around the world who have decided to engage Dr. Carolyn Dean, her wisdom, her light, her vitality, her incredible mind, and incorporate her vision, incorporate her ideas, incorporate her wisdom into their lives to achieve this next level of health, whatever it is, coming back from a chronic condition that's induced by magnesium deficiency, maybe maintaining a very good physique or a very good, robust health identity as they've had for many, many years, working with their children, working with their pets, working with their loved ones. It's incredible what have happened for people all over the world. And this week in the United States, we celebrate Thanksgiving, and we are thankful for Dr. Dean. We are thankful for all of you, and we're thankful for the joy that we have in knowing that with the very basic building blocks that come from nutrition, come from the earth, our biological companion, that we absolutely can achieve tremendous health, vitality, and well-being. That's what we talk about this Monday night, every Monday night, and it is a talk show. It's a two-way conversation. Not only Dr. Dean sharing her thoughts and ideas, but also you guys picking up that phone and calling in, talking with Dr. Dean live at 602-666-6027, using our public chat room that we have at AchieveRadio.com in Studio A, or sending your messages through the InQuick. And, of course, a lot of people will type their questions in before the show even begins. So we've got just a tremendous show planned for you this evening, and so grateful that you've joined us. Now, if this is the first time that you've tuned in, I just also want to say welcome to you and to let you know that Dr. Dean is a medical doctor, and a very, very good one, and a naturopath, and a very good one. She's an herbalist. She's an acupuncturist. She is a prolific writer. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not even know. This woman can keep 20 books going all at the same time, writing, editing, talking, typing, doing things, all, and working through 20 books all at the same time. I've seen her do it with my own two eyeballs. It's incredible. Prolific author and the author of The Magnesium Miracle. And so tonight on her show, what she does is she'll talk to the audience, talk to you, as though she were talking to herself, basically, giving her own best advice, never medical, but just saying what she would do if she were in your shoes and we're facing some of the things that you may be facing this evening. So, again, of course, we welcome your calls as we get to that segment in the show. So, welcome, everybody. Welcome all of our wonderful, wonderful callers who've already checked in on the chat line. We're so excited for this call and this wonderful show this evening. Welcome, Dr. Carolyn Dean.
Hello, Jenny. Hello, listeners. Thank you once again for the great tribute and send on, bringing me in with the incredible words that you have just given me. I totally appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate your words, Jenny. And with no further ado, I'm going into Jenny's blog of the week. Jenny will send out a blog to introduce you to the topic that we'll cover, and she doesn't tell me what she's going to put up, and it's always so perfect. And this week it's about ungiving you a headache. Jenny says, we know it's a bit of a tongue twister, but you've heard the phrase, "You're giving me a headache." Well, what if someone could actually ungive you a headache? So, of course, as our customers know who are already using our products, the magnesium really does help the body preventing headaches, treating headaches, and what we're going to do is focus on why that happens. And first of all, though, let's look at our magnesium deficiency survey. What do 7,500 people who answer our survey say about headaches. The question is, do you experience headaches often? And 28.1% of people do experience headaches often. So that's a big number. Restless legs is 42.6%, heart palpitations 46.6%, muscle cramps 51.7%, insomnia 63.8%, and the highest percentage is anxiety, 64.3%. So if you've got any of these going on, if you know that through the holidays you get more anxious, have more insomnia, get more headaches, then you have to be using Remag. And if you know that friends and family experience these symptoms, you have to tell them about this. Their doctor isn't going to tell them about it. The media isn't going to tell them about it. The only person that's going to tell your friends and family how magnesium can be effective against anxiety, insomnia, muscle cramps, heart palpitations, restless legs, headaches, and actually about 60 more conditions. The only person that's going to tell your friends and family is yourself. Seriously. Ginny, do you want to chime in on that? What is it? Directive that I'm giving our listeners. Would you agree?
I agree completely. And it is a conversation that bears repeating more than once. You can't just tell them once and then throw up their arms when they don't get it. It's amazing how many times you really do have to talk to people about it. But once you do and they really get it, then they're like, oh, my God, I really get it. And it's worth it. It's worth it because it's your loved one or your friend or your family member or your coworker. Absolutely.
Yes. Actually, the layering on of you telling them, reminding them, not making it into an attack or anything. But see, what happens there is if you've told them a few times, if you said, there is this certain type of magnesium that really helps me with, and, fill in the blanks, they will remember that when they get anxious or have insomnia or heart palpitations. So it's that layering that is going to be in the back of their mind, and they'll come to you and say, yeah, I'm starting to get these symptoms even worse. What do I do? And you'll be there to help them out. So continuing on Ginny's blog, did you know that 25 million Americans suffer from recurring headaches and migraines? Statistically, more women experience migraines than men, especially in the 20 to 50-year-old age group. And did you know that many physical ailments escalate during the holiday season due to stressors and other conditions that aggravate nutritional depletion? So that means if you're already magnesium deficient, the holidays are not your friend. And in order to make them more friendly, you really should be taking your Remag. So here are the biochemical events involving low magnesium that have been identified in headache and migraine sufferers and may set the stage for a migraine attack. You'll find this blog actually at drcarolyndeanlive.com. It's a second entry. The first entry is me telling people to print up a certain paper about clinical magnesium deficiency and how it's a public health crisis. And that, you print it up and you take it to your doctor. Okay, so number one, in the biochemistry, in women who've not yet reached menopause, estrogen, which rises before the period, causes a shift of blood magnesium into the bone and muscle, and as a result, magnesium levels in the brain are lowered. The brain and scalp and the neck, the areas that will get tight and then create headaches and migraines. 2, when magnesium is low, it is unable to do its job to counteract the clotting action of calcium in the blood. Tiny blood clots are said to clog up brain blood vessels, leading to migraines. Several other substances that help create blood clots are increased when magnesium is too low. Now, you've heard and read that magnesium is important for strokes, to prevent strokes. Now, I really don't promote that too much. Maybe I should talk about it more, but I really don't want people to think that, well, I'll just take my half teaspoon of Remag and I won't get a stroke and, avoid their blood thinners. I can't really chance people doing that by drumming up that magnesium is a blood thinner, because it's not a medicinal blood thinner. It just keeps, as it says here, keeps the calcium in the blood dissolved so that there isn't a lot of calcium in the blood that can create clots, because calcium is the major important mineral that helps our blood clot when we have a wound. But when you have too much calcium, you can have too much potential blood clotting. So it's an awesome thing to know and to realize that your Remag, when you're taking it in proper saturation doses, which is 2 to 4 teaspoons a day, it is going to help keep the calcium from making your blood clot. Number 3, similarly, magnesium inhibits excess platelet aggregation, preventing the formation of tiny clots that can block blood vessels and cause pain. Number 4, low brain magnesium promotes neurotransmitter hyperactivity and nerve excitation that can lead to headaches. And the whole neurotransmitter business is interesting. There are practitioners who set themselves up to prescribe certain amino acids to help the neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, etc. But in my world, basically just get yourself saturated with magnesium to help promote and balance neurotransmitter activity. Number 5, several conditions that trigger migraines are also associated with magnesium deficiency. That includes pregnancy, alcohol intake, diuretic drugs, stress, and menstruation. Actually, most drugs will burn up magnesium. When you take meds, when we see a customer on a list of a dozen medications and they're saying, well, my 1 teaspoon of Remag hasn't cured me, then we just have to break the news to them that, well, your drugs are even taking away that 1 teaspoon. Number 6, magnesium relaxes blood vessels and allows them to dilate, reducing the spasms and constrictions that can cause migraines. So the blood vessels themselves, when they go into spasm, magnesium deficiency spasm, they cause pain. Number 7, magnesium regulates the action of brain neurotransmitters and inflammatory substances, which may play a role in migraines when unbalanced. Number 8, magnesium relaxes muscles and prevents the buildup of lactic acid, which along with muscle tension can worsen head pain. So that's a lot of stuff going on that makes magnesium, and especially Remag, vital for people who have headaches or migraines. And Ginny found information from the National Institutes of Health, a fact sheet for professionals about headaches, echoing what we have above. And they say magnesium deficiency is related to factors that promote headaches, including neurotransmitter release and vasoconstriction. People who experience migraine headaches have lower levels of serum and tissue magnesium than those who do not. And then they say, however, research on the use of magnesium supplements to prevent or reduce symptoms of migraine headaches is limited. 3 of 4 small short-term placebo-controlled trials found modest reductions in the frequency of migraines in patients given up to 600 milligrams per day. So, they're just downplaying it. And, why aren't they putting up the millions of dollars to get large studies to show the benefits? But, they've already got 3 strikes against them because they're using serum magnesium levels, which is highly inaccurate. They're not testing people, as our university study testing people before they give them magnesium to see if they start out being magnesium deficient or not. So they're just throwing magnesium at everybody and then being baffled because they're not getting the expected results. Further on with this National Institutes of Health fact sheet, in their evidence-based guideline update, the American Academy of Neurology and the American Headache Society concluded that magnesium therapy is, quote, probably effective for migraine prevention. Because the typical dose of magnesium used for migraine prevention exceeds the upper limit, this treatment should be used only under the direction and supervision of a healthcare provider. So they just scuttle the whole thing right there because healthcare providers haven't got a clue about magnesium. Like I said, they use the wrong test. And then this business about upper limit. I think that, the study they cited above 600 milligrams a day, they just want you to be taking 350 to 400 milligrams of magnesium a day. And why is that? Because they go by the magnesium oxide, which is only 4% absorbed, and not everybody, but many people at 600 milligrams of magnesium oxide will get the laxative effect. So they say, oh, we can't, it's dangerous. You can't take that. So, that's why we came along with Remag, so that you could take the amount you require to saturate your body and get your health back. But then, as Ginny points out, they obviously missed the studies that I wrote about in my Magnesium Miracle book. And the first was a group of 3,000 patients only given a low dose, 200 milligrams of magnesium daily. They had an 80% reduction in their migraine symptoms. Much of that research was done by Dr. Alexander Muskop, director of the New York Headache Clinic, working with Drs. Bella and Burton Altura. They did the foreword to my book. They've been studying migraines and migraine treatments for many years. This research team consistently found that magnesium is deficient in people with migraines and many other types of headaches. And even more important, that supplementing with magnesium alleviated headaches. Another research team using 300 milligrams of magnesium twice a day treated 81 patients who suffered ongoing migraine headaches. The frequency of migraines was reduced by 41.6% in the magnesium group and only by 15.8% in a control group. Now, if you had a drug that was doing that, you would totally get headlines all over the world. Because right now in migraine treatment, they are coming out with stronger and stronger drugs. They're going to the biologics. They're making it like migraine headaches are so untreatable, we have to take out the big guns. And they're ignoring magnesium. In this study, 41.6% reduction, the number of migraine days and drug consumption for pain also decreased significantly in the magnesium group. The researchers concluded that high-dose oral magnesium appears to be effective in migraine treatment and prevention. So then by 2012, Dr. Muskop found that he had sufficient clinical success and he had published enough about treating migraine with magnesium, titled his paper in 2012, Why All Migraine Patients Should Be Treated with Magnesium. Dr. Muskop enthused that, quote, all migraine sufferers should receive a therapeutic trial of magnesium supplementation, unquote. As he explains, quote, a multitude of studies have proven the presence of magnesium deficiency in migraine patients, unquote. So double-blind placebo-controlled trials, he says, they'll produce mixed results because, like I said before, they're treating both magnesium-deficient and non-deficient patients in these trials, not differentiating them. And unlike other research papers that hem and haw when it comes to conclusions, Dr. Muscoff's paper makes a declarative statement. Quote, considering that up to 50% of patients with migraines could potentially benefit from this extremely safe and very inexpensive treatment, it should be recommended to all migraine patients. So, I mean, that's case closed and seriously important because, as I said, on the other end of the stick, the allopathic medical community is just giving stronger and stronger drugs to these unfortunate people who could very well be just magnesium deficient. The mailbag question we have today, someone is asking, I have a friend who occasionally has an ocular migraine. Now that's ocular eye migraine that starts with pain around the eye. Could this be related to magnesium deficiency also? Yes, absolutely. The spasms of the eye muscles can then turn into an acute pain. Let's say it that way. So absolutely, it'd be very important to work with some magnesium for that type of migraine. So Ginny, I can stop here. I don't have another topic for today, but I have a lot of testimonials that we can look at later if you want to go to chat or complete our topic and then go to chat and see if there are any questions there.
Very good. Yeah, let's complete the topic on the headaches and that kind of thing, and then we can go to our chat because we have lots of different questions on chat, none of which are related.
Okay. So, yes, this is a good segment for people to re-listen to or send to friends and family. When I went to medical school, I mean, they didn't have any clue that magnesium was involved in headaches and migraines, but from the eight biochemical events involving low magnesium that have been identified in headache and migraine sufferers, you can see the importance of using migraine for this condition. And children, adults, any age, they can be taking magnesium for these symptoms. I meant to look up how many muscles there are in the neck and scalp, but there are dozens of muscles, little tiny muscles, and any one of them can go into spasm. Your blood vessels around your temples and the side of your head can go into spasm and cause headaches. I used to be subject to headaches, and I just thought it was stress and tension. It was magnesium deficiency. So it is something very important. It's something very debilitating. People go to doctors quite a lot for headaches and migraines, and they're only given painkillers. And as I said, stronger and stronger painkillers. And maybe they're going to the biologics and these drugs with a lot of side effects because of the opioid crisis. I'm sure a lot of people with chronic headaches and migraines have been given opioids and gotten into addiction trouble with using them. And now that there's a big flashlight on opioids, I think the prescribing has gone down. So people are trying to find other drugs when what they should be looking at is saturating themselves with magnesium. So over to you, Ginny.
Yeah, very good, very good. Excellent. Yeah, I don't think people really understand about the whole thing about headaches and magnesium deficiency. I'm glad we did the topic. And also, one of the things that prompted me to do it was the conversation we had last week with the gal who had that terrible spider bite and then just cracked a big old egg of Remag on the top of her head and got instant relief from her massive migraine that she'd had for like 4 days. And I got a splitting headache in the middle of the night for some reason the other night. I don't even know why. And I just woke up, got my Remag bottle, poured it in my hand, and just doused the entire top of my head with Remag, and like I was, doing my hair. And when I woke up the next day and I went back to sleep, my headache was gone. And when I woke up the next day, my hair was crunchy, but I was going to take a shower anyway, so it didn't even matter. But Remag topically straight on your head is awesome for headaches. Cannot be underestimated.
Oh. Well, yes, so that follows. All those scalp muscles, if any one of them are tight, then the magnesium is going to get right at that muscle directly and relax it. I know when I go to the local spa, they have this waterfall massage. Just from this incredible height, this waterfall thumps down supposedly on your shoulders and back to relax it. But I'll put my whole scalp under it, my whole head. And when I first started doing that, I had such pain in my head from the tightness of the muscles that the waterfall was pummeling. Now I don't have any pain. So I know for a fact, like if you take your fingers right now and you very strongly massage your scalp. So your scalp muscles are supposed to move like a half an inch back and forth and back and forth. If they're not doing that, then your scalp muscles are very tight. And you should just go ahead and put that Remag liquid in your hand and massage your head. We wouldn't say do the Remag lotion because that would be much more icky, which makes me wonder, Ginny, do you want to talk about using Remag liquid in a spray bottle?
Sure, yeah, that would be great because I do think that the fun thing about Remag is, and I'm on Facebook all the time now because of these, magnesium campaigns and stuff that we have on Facebook. And people just get blown away that they can use their Remag topically. And I think it's the most fascinating thing as well that we've got such a versatile product. Now, of course, the alphabet people aren't all hepped up on us running around saying that you can put it on your skin because then that makes it a drug and all the rest of this business. But in the privacy of your own home, we're not going to put it on the bottle. But in the privacy of your own home, you can use Remag, transfer it directly into a spray bottle. You can spray it on and have a great time with it. And the best thing to do, we say that 11 sprays is a half a teaspoon, but hard to tell with everybody buying their little cosmetic sprayers at the drugstore and things. So you get your cosmetic little spray bottle that you get at the drugstore. They cost like 99 cents. Bring it home. Take an ounce or two of Remag, transfer it into that bottle, and then spray into a quarter teaspoon or half a teaspoon or whatever you want to. Count the number of sprays, and then you'll know your measure, and you're on your way. And you can get that through your body. It's absolutely fantastic. And your hair, my hair just shines. Carolyn's hair does too. The shiny in your hair from using minerals is incredible. But just everything, put it on your legs, put it on the small of your back. People who have AFib, I always tell them to use it on their chest because it just goes right to the area.
Awesome. Okie doke. So anything on chat for us yet?
Oh, yes. Many chitty-chatty ones tonight. Okay, and let me just say that we will be taking phone calls in just a minute at 602-666-6027. And if you're on the line and you want to talk to Dr. Dean, hit star 5 on your keypad. Will let me know that you have a question or comment, and then I'll bring you on the phone and you can talk with Dr. Dean. If you don't hit star 5, that will keep your phone muted and you won't be able to talk with her this evening. Okay, now let's see. Starting with Elise, the very first one to chat in. She said, "Hi, Dr. Dean. Happy Monday. So glad you're all here. I just received my order of Whole C Reset. Yay. How many should I be taking for a stubbornly 4 months acute lung inflammation? My local doctor keeps giving me a variety of different inhalers, but I think vitamin C will do the trick.
Well, personally, what I would do, Elise, I'd be doing probably, the capsules are 250 milligrams each. I mean, for lung inflammation, there's a variety of things. Okay, so I would be taking 4 a day of the whole C reset, but of course the REMAG is going to help relax the lungs so that you can clear the mucus. But the third important thing is Pico Silver. And what I've seen people doing over the years, and you can Google this type of information, is putting Pico Silver and REMAG into a nebulizer. Neither of them have preservatives. They're just straight liquefied minerals that in an inhaler, the aerosol of those liquids goes into the lungs. That's what I would do. I remember a case, and I think I put it in the REMAG booklet about someone who had a terrible lung condition, and they used inhaled magnesium on her, I think in a hospital setting somehow, and it turned things around. So I think it's a combination of things. I know you've probably heard the vitamin C is important for colds and flus and lungs and everything, but it doesn't have to stand on its own. So chat back in if you have a question further to that, Elise.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent response. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Brenda asked, would Dr. Dean go gluten-free if she had Hashimoto's? Well,
I'm gluten-free now. I mean, it doesn't take Hashimoto's to make me go gluten-free, Brenda. So I don't know. But yes, I would try it out because, as I wrote in the thyroid book, Reset the Thyroid Connection, I guess it's called, gluten allergies or gluten as a antigen in the body is just one more nail in the coffin. So when you're dealing with something that's called an autoimmune disease, what do I say? Look at your yeast overgrowth and the 178 different byproduct yeast toxins. So you want to treat yeast to get rid of those toxins. You also want to look at the big allergens, which are sugar, gluten, and dairy. At this point, I'm eating dairy. I didn't used to, but I get over that because I'm on the keto diet, and I love my dairies. But if I started to get mucus or started to get colds and flus and felt that it was due to dairy, I would stop it. So you go by how you feel and sort of make an intellectual decision, like I'm saying, yeah, gluten can be an antigen that causes an antibody reaction and causes all kinds of buildup of products from there. If you intellectually can see that's a possibility, just do the experiment. Go off it for 3 weeks and see if you feel better, and then do the experiment where you eat a whole bunch of some gluten product and see if you feel worse. Now, with Hashimoto's, it's a little more difficult. You don't have on-off symptoms with Hashimoto's. That would be more like avoiding a lot of the allergens, doing the yeast avoidance, which means avoiding sugar, gluten, and dairy, but do that for 3 months. Do thyroid antibodies before, do thyroid antibodies after 3 months, and see how your experiment worked out. So that's what I'd say, Ginny.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. All right, let's see what else we can come up with. Okay, so shall we, here's a final question from Sam, and then we'll go to our phones. Thank you, Sam says, thank you ever so much for all you do for us, Dr. Dean, and thank you for all you give. Can Remag or any other product of yours help with spinal or cervical stenosis?
Well, most stenosis is calcification. Could be scar tissue as well. Remag and scar tissue will build up calcium, so I would go with saturation doses of Remag to solubilize the calcium in areas where it shouldn't be. The body has a blueprint of perfection. That's our DNA code. And if we give the building blocks to the body, then the body will do its own remodeling. Seriously. I mean, that's just what it does. It's constantly like little Pac-Man going around chewing up toxins or calcifications or heavy metals. But it won't do that if it doesn't have the energy or the building blocks to make the biochemistry that will do those functions. So if there was spinal or cervical stenosis in my world, I'd be doing the oral Remag, probably 4 teaspoons a day. I'd be slathering Remag lotion or spraying Remag liquid on that area a couple times a day as well. And I'd be moving. I'd be exercising, even though with stenosis there could be pain and maybe some doctors say, well, be careful. No, you have to move. As soon as you stop moving, then the body, the muscles atrophy for one thing, but then the body will deposit calcium in areas where you're not moving. It thinks, they want to stay in this solidified position. Okay, we'll make that happen. I mean that's a little brusque there, but in order to keep toxins from depositing in areas, in order to keep the circulation of nutrients, you have to keep moving. Okay, so that's enough.
Very good. No, excellent. And moving doesn't mean necessarily, Carolyn, and I've heard you say this many times before, that doesn't mean you have to be out, rock climbing, right? I mean, we're talking about stretching, right? Low impact movement.
Of course, yeah. I just got back into just this morning into doing some yoga. I haven't done it for ages, and I keep saying, I've got to stretch, and then I do these silly little stretches, and I said, man, I got to get back into my yoga. Actually, it was because I started to watch the Bikram documentary. There's this Indian yoga guru, Bikram, who they finally exposed his scandals. I mean, all these guru types, they can't help themselves. They just go right in, they get the money, power, and they go right into the sex, and then they ruin themselves and everybody else that they tamper with. But anyway, it made me think, I can do yoga, because in the documentary there are people of all ages doing all kinds of wonderful movements with their bodies. So not that I really don't, quote, approve of the hot yoga that Bikram promotes with, sweating out all your minerals, right, causing you to have the symptoms that they talk about, the weakness, it really drains them, and they think that's part of the process, whereas what they're doing is losing their minerals, especially magnesium, and cause all kinds of magnesium deficiency symptoms. So, yoga.
Very good. Excellent. Wonderful. Okay, we will, Sam, look to hear a wonderful full report from you on your engagement and activity of now you can take all of what we said so far and you make a big old Remag sandwich with your your bread of yoga, and then you put your Remag in the middle, and then you spray some on, and then you drink some, and you keep moving, and you're going to feel 1,000,000 times better. And then you'll send in the testimony and let us know, okay, because I'm sure it's going to be amazing for you. We have a lot of testimonials about stenosis. We can't ever publish any of them because the FDA, the minute you make a claim like that, they get all freaked out. But a lot of people have a lot of success with our product in that. Okay, Laura typed in and said, I just had all the metal removed from my teeth. Is there any extra step I should take with your products to detox, or is it necessary?
Well, Laura, if you're on good dosing of Remag, Remite, Realign, and RNA drops, then you're probably fine. Now, good doses mean I would say 3 teaspoons I would be taking if I took the mercury out of my teeth. And you're right, it's not just mercury. The metal fillings have other minerals in them besides mercury. Remag, 3 teaspoons. Remite, maybe 2 teaspoons for the detox period. Realign, maybe 3 of those instead of 2. RNA drops, 15 drops twice a day. Pico Silver as well. Pico Silver, I'd like people to read the booklet that I wrote on Pico Silver. It's called Pico Silver, Clearing Up the Controversy, and that's with all the other free books at drcarolyndeanlive.com. It's really important to realize that the ionized form of silver, the stabilized ion of silver, is doing incredible things like stimulating stem cell growth. And stem cells are huge. Everybody wants stem cells, and we know they come from umbilical cords. Sometimes they come from fetuses. So, we don't have to go there. You can just do your Pico Silver on a regular basis. And in the beginning, and probably on the label, we just say to take it to boost the immune system when you want to support the structure and function of the immune system. But personally, I take 1 or 2 teaspoons every day. I have a history of yeast overgrowth, so I'm keeping my yeast under control, and I'm protecting myself against whatever in the atmosphere. And along with the RNA drops, I am perfecting my cells. Seriously, that is what's going on. We are up against a lot of environmental toxins that may or may not work against us. But if our bodies are adapted and adapting to our current environment, and I think they are with our products, then we're sailing along. We have friends here on the island that were in China for 7 years, and they just sailed through their experience there, their work experience there, by being on our products. So we have so much information. As Ginny says, we can't put it out really in Facebook or whatever, because it looks like we're promoting our products to do incredible things, but we're just reporting the experience we're having. Okay, so Laura, I think I gave you the information. Restructure is also part of the bundle, and the restructure that helps build up the good protein cells in the body, and it also has RNA reset powder in it. So people are getting their RNA reset with the drops and through the restructure. And we did put it in the Whole C Reset. The Whole C Reset is as amazing as it is because we have the RNA reset powder in there as a catalyst. And it will also be in our Flora Revive. Should I ask you, Ginny, do we have an update on Flora Revive?
We're closer than we've ever been.
Good.
Yes. So we're getting. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, if all things go our way, it could be before the end of the year. We're very, very close. We're very close.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Okay, next.
Okay, excellent. Let's see. Sam, I want you to check the chat line because Nan typed in that her friend has no more pain from his spinal stenosis using Remag, so you can verify that. Okay, now we've got lots of fun chitty chatters tonight, and I'm so excited. I just love phone calls. I just love when everybody gets to talk to Dr. Dean because I get to talk to her all the time, and it makes a huge difference for me, and I know it's going to make a big difference for you. So let's go. I'll call your area code, and you can bring you on to the phone, and then you'll be able to talk with Dr. Dean, and we'll start down in the great state of Alabama, area code 256. 256, you're on the line with Dr. Dean. If you could give us your name and then state your question or comment.
My name is Tim Adams, and the problem is that my wife, it's about her. By the way, we've been taking the product and been great results, and I've recommended it to a bunch of folks, and they've gotten results, so informationally. But anyway, she had went to the doctor, or went to a doctor because she's been in double with pain. And before that weekend, she passed about 4 kidney stones. Now, after the kidney stones, she was doing fine. And we were on a trip to Georgia and got a phone call from that doctor's office saying that according to the test they did on the urine and blood, that she had some sort of bacteria in her body. So they had called in a drug for her to come and pick up immediately. And we had to take it once every 12 hours. And the name of the drug is ciprofloxacin. It was as an antibiotic for this phenomenon. When she got to the 3rd time, it's like a midnight, noon, and the following midnight, 3 pills. The following morning, her right knee was swollen and in agony. She couldn't even get out of bed. She was in total pain. I had to help her with everything she had to do, and it was painful regardless. Well, we've the things that have been happening, along with a lot of prayer, is I think I gave her some collagen yesterday, and we've been rubbing a liniment on it, keeping it iced so I could see the swelling down, and it was pretty bad. This particular knee was a knee that she had hurt in an accident many years ago. It's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
No repercussions, you see. So after seeing this results in the collagen, it dawns on me this particular drug is. Oh, and by the way, we were told to stop it. Praise God for our pharmacist. But this is a toxin that sounds like the description of the paperwork and stuff that can reside sometimes in the body. So what I'm really asking is, would it not be necessary for the Remag to kind of help kick off the toxins? Because I know it has an effect on the toxins in the body. That's kind of the question in a nutshell.
Yeah. Sure, Tim. So, let's start there. I mean, if you had a chance to Google the ciprofloxacin and my name and magnesium, you'd see that I've been railing against this drug for a long time because it's a
I found out that was the case, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to block, it's going to bind up the magnesium, and then, whatever, it's a generalization, but it's like magnesium is an anti-inflammatory, and, the knee has a history, and you take the magnesium out of your body, then areas that used to be inflamed, they might act up again. I don't think it's all about magnesium because you'll read about Cipro being, just so toxic for so many people. It's just incredible that it's still on the market. But personally, I'd be doubling my doses of Remag. I'd be spraying Remag liquid on that knee several times a day. What I do if I get an injury is I'll get some clay, and if it's an infection, which it doesn't sound like there was the bladder infection that they talked about in the beginning. But anyway, if it's a wound and I'm going to clay poultice it, I'll mix the clay with Pico Silver for that immune antibiotic aspect, or just with water and put a clay poultice on. And where that's good is you can put that on at night, and it'll just be sitting there percolating all night, and then you rinse it off, and then by morning it'll be dried up, so you can just sort of peel it off, and then you get to spraying the Remag liquid on the knee all day. So poultice at night, Remag liquid all day.
All I've been using is Remag, because I got to get some more soon, because I'm getting pretty low.
Yeah.
I'm almost bottom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but that's all I've got to work with. I don't understand I'm going to say this without being too critical. I have a lot of need to understand your products from time to time, and of course you have on the Remag, RN Remag. I got all the list of them and what they do, but I kind of need more information about why I should even consider them sometimes. And I don't even have any idea what silver's for.
Right. Well, that's why, Tim, because obviously we have to know about these things. That's why I've got like 12 free ebooks at the website drcarolyndeanlive.com, so that I've tried to answer every question, before the fact, so that a person can intellectually know what's going on, because we've got tens and tens and tens of thousands of people taking our products, so I've had to put it all down. So, when you have time, you just go in there and pick up the Remag book, and you can read all about it, because it's a whole different magnesium than has ever been created before.
I know. I've got your book on AFib, which is what I'm most concerned about, because I had a run in with that. So I understand. I got that one, and that was pretty cool because I got to read it. But I didn't. I mean, I understood you wrote a lot, but I didn't know what books were available to help me out.
Yeah,
I'll go back and check them out.
There. Yeah, you check them out, and then the RNA reset drops. They're the most difficult one for us to really explain, because there's not a lot of science behind that. Well, we have to create the science behind it. And what I did, Tim, up here in Maui, I support a farm, and I got them to do an experiment with the leftover products of our RNA reset drops. We make them from sprouted barley. So we we squeeze out the drops out of the barley, and then the barley is just, we dry it, and it's like a straw. Well, we've been using that in farming as a fertilizer, and lo and behold, we did one huge plot with what we call our mighty mash. So we just put it in the ground, and then we made a mash tea, and we sprayed this crop of radishes. Another plot at a distance, we didn't do anything to it. At the end of 25 days, we harvested. One plot, we got 85 pounds of beautiful radishes. I was there. I was videoing it. And the other plot, 3 pounds. 3 pounds versus 85 pounds. Yeah, it was a sight. So what happened was our Mighty Mash is so alive. It's like a soil probiotic. It does probiotic things for our bodies too when you take the RNA reset drops. So it made the plant so alive and so healthy that it deterred the predators, whereas there was nothing preventing the worms and the bugs and everything from attacking the other plot. So they were all wormy. We couldn't sell the radishes because they had worms all through them. So we only got 3 pounds. So that's our description now of why we tell people that the RNA reset drops are going to kind of reset the life force in a person. Now, how can I pass that by the FDA? I mean, forget about it. And that information, Tim, is in our webinar called RNA Reset Drops webinar. You just Google that and it'll come up. It's pretty awesome.
Got it.
Okie doke. So you're gonna read the books and look at the webinar. And what else have you got? Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to rehash that just a little bit, because she's not hurting like she was. I mean, she's using BioFreeze. She's using BioFreeze now to kind of help her knee out. Since I'm so low on Remag right now, anyway. And I won't be able to order any until Wednesday. But and I've got, unless my daughter comes by with the stuff that I ordered for her. But anyway, so let me get this straight. Now the clay poultice, I don't know if I can pull that off or not. But the idea is to put the Remag on her knee, so it percolates as you were saying, and then the next all day just spray it like we were talking about before.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty accurate.
Visiting drcarolyndean.com.
Oh, we're at the top of the hour, Tim. Hang on.
All right.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is achieveradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/achieveradio.
What city plays?
The old categories. They don't apply anymore. And we're just superhuman, discarnate things right now.
What city plays?
We're well beyond the categories for men and women right now. And we're just superhuman, discarnate things right now.
Give me body.
Bring back the body.
Give me body.
Bring back the body.
Give me body.
I do advocate immediate fast to bring back the body.
Give me body.
Bring back the body.
Give me body.
AchieveRadio.com.
Here we go now. Up to the Carolyn. Here we go now. Here we go now. The wellness scene with Dr. D. Here we go now. Here we go now. Up to the Carolyn. The wellness scene with Dr. D.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2 live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here on achieveradio.com. Thanks for tuning in and being with us, and we're so glad to be on the line this evening with Dr. Dean. And our caller from the previous hour talking about that nasty ciprotoxicity and how to remedy that using Remag topically. So let's keep going in our conversation, Dr. Dean.
Dr. Dean?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
I had myself
Okay.
muted, guys, and I was chatting away with myself. So the thing about the clay, Tim, is it's just something you can get in the health food store. It can be any type of clay. And what clay does is it draws inflammation out. It'll draw it right through unbroken skin, or it can be used on wounds. So that's all I'm saying about clay is that's something you can put on at night. Some people might use castor oil as an anti-inflammatory, wrap that on a swollen area. But the other thing is, I'm going to ask Ginny to ship you out a bottle of Remag straight away tomorrow morning, so you'll get it within 36 hours and get to work on that, okay? And that's complimentary.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. You're welcome, Tim. Anything else? And you can always email support@rnareset.com and sort of go over any of the fine points here and ask questions, okay?
Okay. I can do that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for being such a good husband and taking care of your wife.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Comes with territory.
Good. Okay, Tim, we're good. We're all set.
Well, Tim, email me at support@rnareset.com and let me know which of our many Tims this is so I can send it to you, okay?
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, very good. Let's move on to our next caller live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here, area code going 239, the great state of Florida. If you could give us your name and then ask your question or comment.
Hi, my name is Lonnie, and that's a Florida number. I used to live in Florida for 30 years. Now I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. And in May of 2019, can you hear me okay?
Yes, Ronnie, you're good.
Oh, okay. In May of 19 this year, I was having AFib every other day, and it lasted about 12 hours. And I was just about ready to go to the doctor and let them do what they would. But then a girlfriend told me about your book. I got it. I got the Remag. I was taking it religiously, and within a couple of weeks, the AFib started going away. So much so that it was every 8 days, every 17 days, almost went a month without AFib. It was awesome. So I bought the book for everybody I know, sent Remag to everybody. You know, just saying you got to use this stuff, you know, because I also know that it does all those other things, you know, besides just AFib. But the thing is, I was up to 3 teaspoons about September. That's when I went a month without it, and then I kept going on up to 4 teaspoons, and then all the while my stool was very soft. And so around October, I was at 4 teaspoons, and I got some of that psyllium fiber. And at that point, I was still pretty good. My RBC magnesium was 5.2. It was inching up. But then I don't know what happened. My stools are just so soft. I think I'm losing it faster than I can take it in, because I'm back to every other day now with this AFib. And I got my blood tested, and it came out 4.9. So I'm wondering if I'm losing it faster than I can take it in.
It sounds
I don't know whether to.
Yeah, this is the next step. I mean, it would be great if it was just about the Remag, but or the magnesium, needing magnesium. But tell me, are you taking any of the other products, Ronnie?
I'm taking, it's Lonnie. Sorry, the Hawaiian Lonnie name. Parents lived there when I was, before I was born. No, I'm taking 2.5 teaspoons of Remite, and I'm trying to keep my calcium down because I eat a lot of greens. I eat a lot of kale and collards, and just recently quit dairy completely. And I do have a bottle of the Recalcia in case I can't get enough calcium that day. And I do have the Pico Silver, which I did use to get me through I think I went through a yeast withdrawal or whatever, the kill off, because I was a little nauseous for about a week, but that went away. So I'm not doing any sugar. I'm not doing any MSG or anything glutamate. I pretty much I never eat out anymore because I don't want to set myself off. No alcohol, no caffeine. But I'm thinking that maybe I'm losing it through my stool because it's very, very, it's almost liquidy, and I had diarrhea a time or two.
Yeah. Okay, Lonnie, let's go back then. Yes, usually 3 to 4 teaspoons, but at the point where you're getting more than 3 bowel movements a day, we really tell people to stay at the dose that only gives them a maximum of 3 bowel movements. Try to use the psyllium, and the rest of it, do it by Remag lotion or spraying the Remag liquid on the body.
Oh, I've got that too. I'm doing the lotion, and I do an Epsom salt foot bath every day. I'm just trying to get this
done
so
what happens? what do you think happened in October when things just went all mushy?
I think my stool just got softer and softer, and I didn't pay attention to it because I was so happy that I was without AFib. But then I did have a one little bout of diarrhea, so then I started getting the psyllium fiber going. But that's kind of touch and go for me. It leaves me, it clumps it up a little bit, but still leaves it loose at times. I think it's still losing magnesium. And I was wondering, can I take more of that, or is there any problem with taking it for another year, which is going to take me, probably another year, or should I back down to 3 teaspoons and try to limit?
Well, at this point, I mean, the next question, you covered the calcium. The next question might be about your potassium. If you're eating the greens, you're getting your potassium. But
I am doing that too. I've read your book, and I've tried to get at least 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams of that a day with my food. And I've made your broth, but I'm getting it mostly from like tomato V8 juice and coconut water, and eat sweet potatoes and white beans.
Okay. Then the next question is in October is just on a cyclical relationship. Is October a difficult month for you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, things were good. Actually, I'm a mountain biker. I'd be riding mountain bikes 3 hours a day, and then I'd have an AFib attack that night. So I thought, I'm working out too hard. I might be sweating too much. So I kind of cut back on my physical exercise, even though I still exercise, but not too much. I know. And there was an emotional event. I'm 66.
Go ahead.
There was an emotional event. Although this started before that emotional event, my brother fell in a nursing home, broke his hip, and that really, really, really troubled me. But to tell you the truth, though, this every other day thing did start before that happened. I think it's more stool related than emotional related.
Yeah, right. And you've documented it with the magnesium blood test.
I'm going down.
You have. Yeah, they're going down. Yeah. Yes, I stick with the 3 bowel movements a day. Do what you can.
But do they need to be hard? I mean, do they need to be formed, or can it be a soft pile of just liquid stuff?
It can be a soft pile. It's
okay.
It's the
I'm sorry.
liquid
this is so
stool.
gross, but it's so important.
Yeah. So we all go through this. Yeah, if it's a liquid stool, that's what's flushing out your minerals. When you have a stool that's soft, what's happening there is it's going through the intestines, sort of slow enough that the magnesium is reabsorbed. The magnesium minerals will be reabsorbed, so you're not losing them like you would in a liquid flush. But I think
Is there any problem with using more psyllium fiber?
No,
I'm putting
psyllium,
it on my
as long
skin.
as you keep it, as long as you put more on your skin. But with the psyllium, as long as you can keep it away from your food by an hour. There are times that I have actually put my Remag in with my psyllium drink to slow it down.
Okay, so that won't. That's okay to do that.
Yeah, because it's so well absorbed. Even if the psyllium does drag it along a ways, it'll absorb lower down in the intestines, and you'll still get the good out of it. So play with that. Ginny's saying, what? She's never said that before, but yeah, that's something. That's a possibility.
Is there any? There's no
contraindication.
There's no contraindications for using psyllium for a year and a half or 2 years.
No. It's hugely used in all the nursing homes. Everybody gets their psyllium every day. nurses develop allergies to psyllium powder because they're constantly, dosing it out. So, yeah, it's
Okay.
safe.
Well, maybe I'll just add more psyllium. I've taken like 3 teaspoons now. Maybe I could up that a little bit. I mean,
Right.
like 1 teaspoon 3 times a day.
Oh, I see. Okay. Right.
Is that
yeah,
okay, or
that's a
is that-
tablespoon. Yeah, some people, that's a tablespoon, Lonnie. So some people take 2 tablespoons a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at bedtime.
Okay, so I can
Right.
I can up that then without a problem. Maybe that's what I'll do,
Right.
and see if I can stay on the 4 teaspoons of Remag, and try to get it built back up again.
Yeah, because I mean, it's working for you, but it's just this. I don't know if it's an intestinal irritability. Do you think there's any yeast overgrowth involved?
I think that there may have been, because I did eat some, like dairy and breads and sweets this summer, but it was along about October or so, around in there, that I did this. I took your Pico Silver a lot and got through that 1 week of discomfort, just kind of nausea. And now I don't even want sweets. It's awesome. I don't,
Yeah, that's
I don't crave them like I used to. So
right.
I'm just staying away from sugar. But
Right.
I think
you have
you've
to
given me what.
I hope we've given you a little to work with. I feel it's incomplete, like I'm missing something. So send an email through to support@rnareset.com, within a week or so, and tell them I want to know how you're doing, and then they'll send the email directly to me. Okay?
Okay, that sounds great. I want to compliment your service department, your customer service. I couldn't have made it this far without them. I started freaking out when I went back into AFib every other day, and they've all been very helpful. Each one I get is different, and especially Julie Dickey. She's my soul sister. Talked me through this and kept me going. So I really appreciate what you do and how you're doing it. So keep it up.
Thank you. We appreciate you too, Lonnie. Thank you for calling.
All right, I'll keep you posted.
We'll,
I'm going to be one of your testimonials. When my AFib is totally gone, I'm going to shout it from the mountaintops.
We look forward to that. That's wonderful.
Okay,
take care. Bye-bye for now.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, we've had so many callers over the years, Carolyn, that call in week after week while they're going through their AFib episodes until they get clear of it. And I just have to tell you and our regular callers, I haven't told you this, Carolyn, but our regular listeners like Nancy, who's listened for so many years, and Belinda and Margaret Lee and everybody will remember our very, 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 very dear friend Kendall from Philadelphia.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Kendall has started her own business, girl, and she is amazing. She is super busy. She started her own business. She's knocking it out. She's just doing great things and very, very happy. No more AFib, no more problems, no more anything. So there is life on the other side of AFib. People will do very well once they get that, get over this hump. But Kendall called in every week for weeks, super scared, having anxiety, very concerned, and little by little, remember, she worked it out, and she's doing great now.
Yeah. It's like her brain knew that she was doing the right thing, but then her body would just freak her out with the AFib and then the anxiety. And wow. So that's fantastic. Good for her. If you're listening, Kendall, hugs to you, dear. That's fabulous.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. So let's see a couple follow-up comments. Laura typed in and said, I don't know if this will help anybody, but I also had soft stools. I called in and you were also sweet. I did decrease my dose, but when I added the probiotics, it immediately stopped runny stools and I went back to my normal dose.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, so that's
very. All those extra stools could be flushing out the probiotics too, and until we get our Flora Revive, we tell people, Lonnie, to get the Restore probiotics by, what's his name, Zach Bush? Yeah, by Dr. Zach Bush. And they don't call it a probiotic. I don't know. I don't know why they're stepping away from that word. I think it might be, Jenny, because if you're selling a, quote, probiotic, maybe you have to list the types of probiotics in the formula. Now, our Flora Revive does have Saccharomyces boulardii as well as the soil-based fulvic and humic acid that does harbor probiotics. So Restore is the probiotic, Lonnie. And Lonnie's so she's so involved with her care, she probably is on a probiotic, but we didn't even talk about it. So it would mean getting a soil-based probiotic and taking double doses of it. I would do that.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Okay, excellent. All right, let's go to our next caller. And again, 602-666-6027 is the number to call this evening if you would like to talk with Dr. Dean. 602-666-6027. Be sure to hit star 5 on your keypad, which will raise your hand in the studio and let us know if you have a question or comment. We'll put you on the phone with Carolyn. But right now we're going to go to area code 732, the great state of New Jersey. You're on the line with Dr. Dean. If you could give us your name and then state your question or comment.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, excellent. All right, let's go to our next caller. And again, 602-666-6027 is the number to call this evening if you would like to talk with Dr. Dean.
Okay, there's a little bit of a delay on the feedback there. Diana, you've got to take your phone off speaker, and let's see if we can do this one more time so that you can come on the call with us. Area code 732. Diana? Okay, that's not working, Carolyn. We'll have to come back to Diana after she figures out how to take her radio speaker and turn it down and not be on her cell phone or whatever she's got going on because of the feedback. So we'll circle back around to her in a little bit. Let's go to the chat and just say, oh, yeah, Nancy remembers Kindle. She's so happy to hear the update of her life.
I know.
Nancy also typed in and said that she had to, instead of reducing her Remag, she reduced the Remite because it was causing maybe some magnesium. Now, there's only 31 milligrams of magnesium in Remite, but she felt the Remite was the thing that helped her reduce her thing there. So that's another interesting option.
Yeah. We just keep chipping away at the possibilities, but I left the call with Lonnie saying, yeah, there's something missing, and it may well be the probiotics that Laura told us about. So there are things to do. There are things to do, and we just stick with you. We don't give up because we know how important the Remag is for people, and we want to make it work. Can I do some testimonials now while we're waiting for phone people, Jenny?
Yes,
please,
that sounds wonderful.
Please.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, here's a sweet letter from a doctor. He said, I'm so excited with all the work you have put into your book and spreading the joy and miracle of magnesium. I'm a pathologist who came into the U.S. 8 years ago, and he names a country in Africa, and he said, my sleep deteriorated gradually over the years, and I had low-grade worsening unhappiness as my New York career progressed, and I had a real short temper. I always thought something was wrong as these changes exacerbated after I came into this country. I tried every mentioned sleep aid in the medical industry. I read your book by chance, and the first day I took magnesium, I slept like I had never slept in 8 years. So restful, so strange. It was a bingo moment. 1 week after reading your book, I got to diagnose a very rare Gittelman syndrome in a teenager with familial hypokalemia. Gittelman's is a magnesium wasting disease. He said, I'm so excited for what magnesium will do for her. Many thanks. All this is new information to me. Not many people seem to know it, even in the medical field. It's a great wonder. I don't know how to get people, even educated people, excited and to understand that this is not marketing hogwash like all the millions of supplements out there. Many thanks. So I don't know if you've been in touch with him, Ginny, but I said I put him on to you and Jackie to get our practitioner kit so he could learn more about magnesium and how to pass it on to his practitioner friends. Here's a Remag lotion testimonial. The same could be said for Remag liquid spray. I burned the palm of my hand lifting a heavy cast iron skillet off the stove. It was pretty bad, and I could see the blister starting to form. I looked all over my kitchen to find something to help take the pain out of my hand and couldn't find anything. So I ran to the bathroom, saw the Remag lotion on the counter. I immediately picked it up and squirted it all over my hand, and it started to soothe the pain. I kept applying it every time my hand would start to sting, and within an hour or so, the pain was gone. I slathered some more on before I went to bed, and in the morning, I was shocked to see that my hand was fine. It was still red, but no stinging and no blister. I used the Remag lotion for another day or so, and my hand is now fully recovered. Thank you, Dr. Dean. I have my whole family on your products for several years. Excuse me. But I'm always delighted to find another way your products help us out. Isn't that awesome? I'm going to stop and take a drink here. You go, Ginny.
That is very, very awesome. Yeah. Our practitioners are so excited, and they're really, I think your book, Carolyn, is giving them permission to incorporate Remag into their protocols. They've got the clinical evidence now. They feel like they know what they're talking about. They can start to, make those assessments and make those recommendations even more confidently. So I think it's very important that, you've done the things that you've done to really empower physicians, because God only knows who else are they going to get permission from. Somebody's got to tell them.
Yeah. Right. I mean, Jenny, do you think we should put the the Magnesium Miracle book in our practitioner kit?
We do give them the 65. We kind of consolidated that 65 conditions, but we can certainly offer it to them. If they want a copy, they can certainly get one.
Right. So that could be a follow-up, because, this wonderful doctor, he thought the book was awesome, and it does have 600 references, and sometimes it does take, you plunking down 600-page book, 600 references to bring it home to these doctors. But it's hard to say, because the more Random House was messing with me during the writing of the second edition there. They did some very crazy things to me. So every time they messed with me, I'd add more Remag and Remite and product descriptions into the book. I think when you look at your Kindle, you can just type in Remag, and there's several hundred mentions of Remag in the book. So it is totally a marketing tool. I totally admit it, and that's why it works so well to help people find the type of magnesium that's really going to help them. So there's that testimonial. This is a cool Facebook testimonial by Joyce Morris. She said, I've been taking magnesium from our dear friend Dr. Sinatra. I said the dear friend. He has very good products. I thought I would try Dr. Dean's magnesium, and OMG, I have a lot of ache and pain. I'm 72. I have sciatic nerve pain, scoliosis, inflammation, type 2 diabetes, and in a week of taking Dr. Dean's magnesium, my aches and pains were gone. I also sleep good, and I didn't before, and I've been taking her stuff for around 2 months, and I feel great. I would recommend this to anyone. Great stuff. Thank you, Dr. Dean. So there we have everybody who switches from another magnesium to Remag seems to say, you know, this is the cat's meow. It's awesome. And then there's a number of testimonials that actually Chad was putting up on some of the marketing blogs about Remite, and I hadn't even seen them. There's this first one. Doris says, I have substantial nutritional deficiencies, and so I may be more sensitive than most, but I could feel Remite the very first day I took it. My brain function, my sense of presence in the world, my personal energy, and therefore my outlook have improved significantly. I feel like I've regained parts of my old self where life seems crisper and more vivid. I used other doctor brand trace minerals and multiple minerals and have never experienced anything like this. It has become easier for me to drive a car, which may sound strange, but when your brain works better, everything is better. So we don't know which of the minerals was working, but they all worked synergistically, and they certainly worked for Doris. Virginia says, we have been using the Remag and Remite now for about 9 months and can see improvement through blood testing, lowering thyroid prescription dosage, eliminating muscle cramping. Our extended family is now also using the combination and feeling significant benefit. Lori says, I'm stunned that there are not hundreds of positive reviews about this product. I've been taking magnesium oil and many, many supplements. I stopped them all and just took these two, Remag and Remite, and wow, awesome results. If you're looking for results, invest in your health and get Remag and Remite. You will be thrilled you did. Ardith says, I have so much more energy and vitality. I will take these two mineral supplements for the rest of my life. Bernadette says, for years I've been short on minerals due to local soil, my diet, etc. I'm slowly getting into the pink and healthier. Your product is easy to use and restoring what should be in my body. Thank you. Awesome, eh? So those I think people may have read some of those in the email ads, but I don't know how many people are reading our email blog ads anymore, because they're all on the products and they're all doing so well. So, Jenny, I have gone through my testimonials. We'll have to figure out what to say next before Bob jumps in.
Well, we'll circle back around and see if our good friend Carol now wants to jump on the phone. Diana. Diana, area code 732. Are you there?
Hi, yes. Hi, how are you, Jenny? Hi, Dr. Dean.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I know. We usually have this issue. I apologize for that. I want to let Dr. Dean know that I finally was able to increase my Remag to 2 teaspoons, my Remite to 1 teaspoon, and the Realign I'm still taking 1 a day because it seems like I need to go to the bathroom for urination frequently, and I don't want it to excrete. So when I talked to, I think it was Doug who said to me, listen, just reduce it to just 1. So that's what I've done. But I wanted to ask you a question. I recently went to see my gynecologist when I was in New York, and they just called me this past week, and supposedly my pap smear came back with HPV positive. And I find that kind of odd because truthfully I'm not really, I'm not promiscuous or anything like that. I haven't even had intercourse in like years.
What was the positive, Diana? It's a bit difficult to hear you, so maybe just talk a little slower. And what was it positive for?
It was HPV positive. It's the human papilloma virus.
Virus, right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm really curious as to why they want to do a colposcopy, and I'm reluctant to do that because I think it's invasive, and I know that usually, from what I've read, that it usually excretes from your system in about 2 years. So I thought I thought I would just go back, let's say in 6 months, have another pap smear done, and then take it from there. But they told me that once I go back, they would automatically do a colposcopy, which I really don't want to do.
Well, you can always go to another gynecologist. You know, that's
Oh, that's a good idea.
The automaticness that they build into medicine and dentistry now is just appalling. It's just a routine X-ray. You know, it's incredible. So HPV, this virus. I remember reading years ago about it. It's the immune system sort of just falls down, and this virus just comes forth. Personally, what I'd be doing is the blue ice royal. The vitamin A in the blue ice royal is very important for the mucous membrane immune system. I personally would be doing a little bit of either douching with Pico Silver or what would you insert? Because I'm not that keen on douching anyway.
Yes, I'm not either. Yeah, that's true.
Right. Even just getting some, like George's aloe gel, I use that as a vaginal lubricant. I would mix some of that with Pico Silver and just with my finger insert it vaginally, maybe every night. And the Pico Silver is going to help with the antiviral effects. It's like you could leave it for 6 months and it'll probably be gone. But if you're taking some action, then you are directing your body to get rid of it as well. And so there's a much greater chance that it'll be gone. Okay?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So get the Pico Silver and then use the gel that you just mentioned and then try to take care of it that way. Yeah, because I've thought also that it's going to go away, but they were like, no, unfortunately, HPV, yes, it's true, it may go away, but we need to confirm that it's gone before you can before you let it go.
Right. How old are you, Diana?
I am 60 years old right now.
Right. So it's this is the young person's quote disease, and they're giving vaccines for it that are really harming a lot of these young people. So it's on their mind, and I don't know. I haven't looked into the studies about HPV in people over 40. So I don't know if they're just bunching you into a group of everybody that gets HPV. We have to do this because I don't know that it's going to go anywhere, except, like you said, in 2 years it'll be gone.
Exactly. Well, that's the way I feel, too. If it's going to go away on its own, why continue to do all this testing? And it's just...
Yes. Gosh.
They're just... They follow this protocol, like you say.
Right.
And they put you into a group.
They put you into, you become a research project. So the Pico Silver and George's Aloe Gel and the Blue Ice Royal, it's just, I think the Blue Ice Royal is food-based fermented cod liver oil and butter oil with food-based vitamin A, because a lot of the vitamin A out there is synthetic. Okay?
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you. By the way, are you having any specials for after Thanksgiving on Good Friday for your products? Black Friday.
Jenny, what do we tell people? Yeah, the Black
Yes, we're having a blowout Good Friday sale. We're doing Remite, Restructure, and Realign. Yep, the 3 R's. So it's going to be awesome, 25% off. It'll start Friday morning at midnight, 12 a.m., right after Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a blast and a half. So, yes, grab as much goodie as you'd like. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, good. Do they all need to be purchased together, or is it me purchase them individually?
No, you can purchase as many as you want, of any single one or all 3. There's no limit on any of it.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. I look forward to that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and have a great Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Let me just say something really sweet, really cute, fun. I just did, so I've had to go through and update all of our product information for Restructure on our Amazon page. And I don't know why, but I forgot there are 1,000 milligrams of lysine in every serving of Restructure. That is an incredible immune system booster. And it's tremendous for Restructure is so good for the body. I mean, it's just incredible the way this formula is put together. You've only got a single gram of sugar, you've got 1 net carb, you've got 80 calories, and you've got just bam-bamity. Vitamin C, 100%. Lysine, which is an amino acid that's involved in not only supporting the immune system, it's got but collagen, and it's got silica in it, which is also a tremendous collagen. And I think this is why people are having so much success with healing their guts with Restructure, because a lot of people report that that's what happens for them. So I just wanted to give that little plug for Restructure while you're on. If you have not yet used that formula, you really want to grab some with this 25% off sale.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's really, really a tremendous formula. It's really, really awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned it. Thanks so much.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, we don't talk about it enough. It has omega-3 fatty acids as well. It's got protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So the lysine is antiviral, actually, Diana. So it's going to help with the papilloma as well. Very good. Thanks, Ginny. Yay!
Thank you both. Have a good holiday. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Diana. Take care. Bye-bye.
Likewise, thank you.
Yeah, our Black Friday sale is going to be super black. I mean, it's going to be lots of good stuff going on there. Very, very exciting.
Okay. Now, does that mean we can only sell on Friday and Monday, or all through the weekend? And
No, it's all through the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through Cyber Monday, yeah. So it's Friday morning, Black Friday. The staff is going to be in. The warehouse team is coming to work. And customer service will be on, full chat, full phone, and we'll be there to support all the products. But those 3 products, the Remite, the Realign, and the Restructure, is what's going to be 25% off. Mix or match, one, or get one, get all, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, when I did that Restructure thing, I was like, well, look at this little tricky Restructure. It's just such a little precious formula. And even if you didn't want to have a shake, you should stir that stuff into your oatmeal or something.
Yes.
I mean, I'm saying get it into your body. Figure out a way to use it, huh?
Yeah. People put it into their yogurt, and it just, a plain yogurt becomes a nice treat with the Restructure. And we were talking about the Restructure recipes the other day. I mixed mine in with a can of full-bodied coconut milk, full-fat coconut milk. And I was thinking the next time I make, and then what you do is I poured it into a tray on a, what's that paper called?
Parchment paper?
Parchment paper, right. I got a tray, and I put parchment paper down, and then I just poured this stuff. When we were talking about the recipe, I was saying that people would roll it out like a dough, but that's too much work. So I just made it a little bit thinner enough to just pour. So it lay down in the tray. I put the tray in the freezer, and within a couple of hours it was frozen. And I brought it out, let it melt just enough to be able to cut it. And then I took that parchment paper, because I'm Scottish, so I don't waste anything. So then I cut it up in smaller pieces and lay the cut up squares of restructured coconut milk onto the parchment paper, and then made another layer, put a piece of parchment, and then laid the squares out. So then, Bob and I can go in and grab a treat. Now, the next time I do it, I'm going to be playing with putting frozen raspberries in. I put it in a blender, which I did. I'll put the raspberries in, so I'll have a raspberry restructured coconut cream. Cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, restructure is really the bomb. I just fell in love with it all over again. You I don't know. You just work with the products all day, every day. They're good for people, and you're like, yeah, you should use. But then I just focused in on it, and I was like, wow, this stuff is amazing.
Okay, so back to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or 4-day sale. So we don't mind if people get a dozen restructure, realign, or
Get
remind?
a dozen. Yeah, get a dozen.
Okay.
Get a dozen. Get 24. Get one stocking stuffer. Get them for your New Year's, big push for your New Year's rehabilitation. Everybody does it. Even people who have impeccable health make a resolution of some kind at New Year's. But, we don't care how much they get. We're ready.
All right.
We're going to pack it up and ship it out.
Right, the realign is going to be very important, actually, because it helps you metabolize the alcohol that people force on you during the holidays. The realign is awesome. Actually, we had an email. Yeah, go ahead. No, your turn.
No, go.
We had a customer whose doctor said that her slight elevation in liver enzymes was likely due to her Remag, Remite, and Realign. And, that's just totally obnoxious, because the Realign helps support liver function, as do Remag and Remite. So you have to be kind of aware of what happens when you go to a doctor, and if you have some little abnormality, and if you say you're on supplements, they will try to say that they're the problem. And
I know, and you're... Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We appreciate people telling us this so we can educate them that, no, this is not the problem. The problem is the doctor doesn't know anything about nutrients. Go ahead.
Because they don't know, and people feel so good about taking responsibility for their health and making these choices. And then they do, and then they go in and try to brag to their doctor, and the doctor's just like spanky, and just, wants to bad and wrong them and make them sound like, because they're just getting too far out of there. It's like, so... The most important thing is just knowing that your body is the one who's telling you what's really going on.
Right.
Your body's happy.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, because like Ginny's saying, your doctor doesn't know enough about nutrients to give an educated opinion. And what they'll do is just think about what they're reading in their medical books or in their medical blogs that tell them that supplements are crap. I haven't been writing my big blogs lately. I got too busy on those 20 books that Ginny was talking about. But, they've got, I'm just looking up now in the file I keep, there's this, the latest blog about nutrients saying what? Oh, yeah, I'm not finding it. but it was just some extreme put down of nutrients that if this fake news or some total put down of which makes doctors think, well, supplements are crap, and if customers of supplements read these articles, they start to doubt their choices. It's very frustrating. But if we can keep saying to people, well, you go by how you feel. When you start taking them, you felt such and such, and if you stop taking them, your symptoms will probably come back. Anyway, that was a bit of a sidebar there. What else have we got, Jenny?
Okay, very good. I owe Nancy L. an apology because I just tossed out the name Nancy happenstance and didn't say Nancy L. versus Nancy M. to designate our different Nancy's, so I apologize about that, Nancy. Eva also sent in an email and said, I went through an entire year of soft stools and diarrhea before zeroing in on gluten intolerance. In fact, I had to eliminate all grains and hidden sources of gluten before my bowels were resolved. So, yes, eliminating gluten, going all the way back to Belinda asking that question, and then our dear friend who called in earlier about her loose stools and her AFib. Yeah, gluten can definitely be that bugaboo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're caught up on our chat, and I think where are we with our phone callers? Oh, we have another phone caller, so let me do that. I'm going to hello.
Hey there, everybody. It's Lisa, formerly from China. It's been a long time since I called in.
What are you doing, girl?
I know. I'm finally back stateside, so I thought I'd call in and say hello and say how excited I am to be able to listen into the calls again. And how I've already picked up a number of things already these past 2 weeks that I've been listening in. And so I just had to say hi and had to tell you that, you know, as a longtime customer, I'm still a longtime customer, and everything is cranking very good for us on this end.
Wow.
And completely.
So what part of the country are you in?
Oh, right now we are in Maui. But we're not going to be here long. But oh man, what an incredible trip! But it's just so great to be around the positive vibes that come out, the information that comes out from you both, and then also the confidence that comes with taking the products. It's funny to hear everybody's stories and to see where I was and how familiar those stories are. And then how you just know if they stick with it, all those issues are going to be resolved. And I love the new one today. There's one thing that I tend to get after a long travel is a horrific headache, and I can never seem to get it even when I just keep taking lots of the minerals, but I've always ingested them. Today I learned, well, I'm going to scrub some on my head, and can't wait to report back on that one.
That's very cool.
But and so looking forward to the sale.
Where are you going to be planting yourself? Tell Ginny that.
Well, thank God we're here stateside because, and I'm so happy that you're having a big sale because, as you know, we tend to keep traveling and have to buy like a year's worth, and then head off on our merry way. And so we're going to be taking advantage of that sale for sure. And we're going to have to buy a year's worth, so get ready, because we actually purchased a home in Panama. So we're actually going to be living in Panama from now on, and traveling back and forth whenever people want us back stateside.
Oh, wow, that's nice. My friends lived down in Panama for many years, and they absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, well, we would love to get
with our Colombian distribution. Lisa and Christy should be able to get their products through them in Panama, don't you think?
I don't know about that. I don't know because they seem to be more involved in some of the other immediate needs. But honestly, I think getting I'll have to check on that for you, Lisa. I think getting supplements into Panama is a little sticky.
It's very sticky. We kind of already know. But certainly if you can work any magic. But we there's no mail. So where we live, there's no mail delivered. There's only mailbox, etc. And so we pay for the shipping for whatever comes into mailbox, etc. So, like 20-pound boxes at $80 delivery fee. But that's why that's okay. We're going to come. We're going to fill up our luggage this time and with a bunch of Remag and Remite and all the good stuff.
Yeah, because gosh, you can buy a crummy, check-on bag at TJ Maxx for $30 and stuff it full of things and take it down the plane and get it down there better. Yeah,
that's literally. There's one luggage. We have one luggage designated for RNA Reset website, and again, it'll be a year's worth because we just don't know when we're coming back.
Well, we will get it to you, girl, for sure. That's exciting. Well, it's so good to hear from you. I'm glad you enjoyed your time in China, and now you're moving on to Panama, and that's wonderful.
Yes, and we're expecting guests, okay?
Hey,
we're invited.
Carolyn and I love to travel, don't we, Carolyn? We probably have to make a sales call to Panama pretty soon, don't we?
I think so, because I think we need to get that stuff in there.
That's great.
So anyway, thanks.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. But what Lisa was saying to me while she's been here, Ginny, is that she says that the products give her such confidence about her health that when anything comes up, a little blip in the radar, she says, I've got all the building blocks I require. My body's going to handle this. I'm not going to get involved. And so things just sort of flowed away from her. What did they say? Like water off a duck's back, rather than buying into the anxiety of I've got a health problem. So I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm sorry there.
No, go ahead, Lisa.
No, go ahead, Lisa.
I was just saying I'm in the midst of writing. I've been so bad. I have never written a testimony. And what's beautiful, though, is now, 7 years, 8 years on the product, that's kind of what keeps coming into my head. So I am going to get you that testimony, and we haven't. And that's the other thing. Christy just shouted in the background. We haven't been to the doctor since we've been taking the product either. So we don't.
There's a testimony in itself, and yeah, Lisa. Every time you've called in over the years, you've always given testimony. And so we appreciate that. And, yeah, if you put something in writing, that's great, too. We'll make hay with it.
Well deserved. We love you all.
Thank you. We love you, too. Okay, we're coming up to the top of the hour. Ginny has 2 minutes. Ginny has her 2 minutes of the show. What do you have to say, Ginny?
Well, I have to say that it's just so gratifying on Thanksgiving week to be able to really be centered in how grateful we are for our customers. And we do have such great customers, including Lisa and Christy and all of our customers all around the world. And they really are what we ask them to be, which are partners with us. They take their health seriously. They work with our formulas. They give us good feedback. They share their success. They share their challenges. They're honest about their comments, what works and what doesn't work, and together we keep building a better brand all the time. And I'm just so grateful for it. It's a true honor to be able to be a steward of these great formulas and to be able to carry all these people in our hearts and in our lives as we work with them on a day-to-day basis to support them and stand with them as they improve their health conditions and their confidence and expect to live forever like Carolyn and I do. Right, Carolyn?
Amen, Ginny. you know that Ginny is a pastor when she gives her testimony so eloquently. That's awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and happy Canadian Thanksgiving and Australian Thanksgiving and England Thanksgiving and every Thanksgiving all around the world, and happy future to you, Lisa and Christy in Panama. And Carolyn and I will figure out a way to crack that country open, and then we'll come see you.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Ginny, and thank you, listeners. We appreciate you so much.
Bye, everybody. Have a good week.
Thank you, guys. Very good show.
Thanks, Bob.
You've been listening to Live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here on AchieveRadio.com. Till next time, so long, and thanks for all the fish.
AchieveRadio.com.